I wonder if you can even hear me. It's getting too windy. I don't know if this will even work. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I just did this video and I'm gonna redo it all over again because I just feel like I didn't do that very well and I'm just not feeling the greatest today. I had to move inside just because it was too loud out there, and then I opened the windows in here and I feel like it's just as loud, but I had a long night last night, so I'm still recovering from that. So let's hit it off. Today we're gonna be doing a book review of The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. The story takes place in 1872. We follow a girl who comes from Paris to America. Her name is Celine, and she exits off the boat from across the sea in New Orleans right in time for Mardi Gras season. She also meets a girl named Pippa, who she becomes friends with, and it seems all exciting and new because of Mardi Gras, but they have to stay in a convent until they're married off or till they meet someone, get a really good job to support themselves. I think it's mostly married off though, because they are women from different countries. They have to have some sort of income before the sisters will release them. During this time, they try to raise money for the convent. Something that Celine does, because she's a dressmaker, she makes handkerchiefs and handkerchiefs. And one day while she's trying to sell them, a woman comes up. Her name is Odette. She is very beautiful, asks about them, and Celine, or I think Pippa, tells the woman that Celine sews dresses and that she used to sew dresses in France. Odette commissions Celine to make a dress for her. And so Celine has to convince Mother Superior to let her go, to meet Odette to do this dress, and to convince her, Pippa pipes up and she is like, oh, I'll watch her and stuff like that. So Mother Superior lets them go. So they go to this restaurant, which above that is where Odette is. And in this area, there's a bunch of people who are similar to Odette, where they're like unnaturally beautiful, and Celine just gets a weird feeling from them. And apparently later on, Odette says that it's like a gambling den, and also that all the people there have like a magic ability. Odette's is being able to see how people, like their futures or how they die. And during this, all that's happening in the beginning of the book, there's also been a murder that happened recently where this lady, or this woman at the docks, had her throat pulled out or like ripped out. Also, on their way to go see Odette, they came across an alley where a man was being jumped, and Celine is a very like proud woman, and so she tried to stop it. All she said was like, hey, or called them out, and the person who was attacking the other one laying down, was this guy named Sebastian, who is also very attractive to Celine, but they get off on the wrong foot because of this. Later on, when she's with Odette, trying to start this dress, Sebastian walks in apparently, and he is the nephew of the guy who owns the building, or owns this club, which is called the Den of Lions. So while her and Celine and Sebastian are bickering in this room, they hear a scream and they go out, and another woman is murdered, and she's from the convent. It turns out that she was sent to spy for Lady Superior on them and make sure that they were doing what they were supposed to be doing. So it kind of kicks off from there, and as it goes, you notice that Celine, every time Celine and Sebastian are together, or Celine, it's mostly Celine, people are getting hurt around her or killed around her. One of the gardeners for the convent are killed, so kind of seems like this murder is starting to like circle around Celine. Sebastian and her spend more time together, and during this time, the uncle in charge of the Den of Lions approaches Celine, offers her that if she leaves him alone, that he'll do anything she wants one time. And so she thinks about this, which I would too, because she doesn't really know him. He's a stranger, and she has nothing in this new country. Also, the police are involved, and there's this detective named Michael who's kind of been around. There's like 2 spicy scenes, which is like one where they like almost kiss, and then another, I'm not gonna tell you, but it's not spicy enough for me. So you guys know I like Sarah J. Maas, so definitely not anywhere near that. There's a peek of this murder that happens. I just don't want to give too much away, and the ending is something you wouldn't have suspected. So that's why I'm kind of glad for people who really like the books that there's going to be a second book, because then it kind of gives you more information on what happened, because it's not really a cliffhanger, but it is, and there's a decent plot twist, but I don't know, it didn't suck me in, which is funny because I just read The Shadows Between Us, which it's not the same vibe, but it kind of, I don't know, kind of is the same vibe, like the dark brooding type guy that's like a jerk, that, you know, and then the girl that's like conservative, but she's like I don't know, they kind of seem similar, but at the same time this one didn't pick me up, but the other one did. It's weird, but I digress. It was okay. It was a decent book. If you're really into vampires and period dramas, I would definitely check it out. It just didn't have enough enough excitement. I really like action, battles, war, chaos. This was very like period drama-esque with romance, and it was an okay book. I haven't read a vampire book since Vampire Academy, and that was a while ago when I first read that. So it's a decent book, it's just not for me. I don't know if I'll read the second book, but it was interesting. I haven't read anything from like New Orleans type-esque stuff. I usually go more medieval times, Viking-esque stuff is what I've read so far, at least what I've written. So I don't really have a favorite character. Sebastian, I don't know, like the book was good, but I'm not really super attached to any of the characters. Odette was really, I liked Odette, and Celine, for her time and for how women are supposed to act, she was very like forward, like how she told people how she felt. So yeah, I'm recommending it for people who like vampire books and period drama. So if you're a period drama type person with a little bit of romance, a little bit of supernatural, and I thought I would really like it. I really love the cover, but yeah, it wasn't enough excitement for me. But that doesn't mean it's not good. I definitely think it's a good book, just not for me. So I hope this was a helpful review. If you want to follow me on any other platforms, feel free. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at LF Sites Books or Leonora Sites, or you can go onto my website at leonorasites.com and just find all my social media handles there. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell so you'll be alerted anytime I make new videos. I'm going to try getting back on the wagon again on trying to be more active in my social media, but with summer and all of my big trips, and my sister's getting married soon, so it's been a very busy month, and I'm trying my best to stay on top of things. But since I am an indie author and I'm by myself, trying to be a content creator, business person with 2 other jobs, it can get a little stressful. So just bear with me, and thank you for following along, even if I have not been consistent. So I appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a good next 2 weeks, and I will see you then. Bye.